Hello, welcome to the channel. If you're returning, welcome back. In this episode, we will be basically mining and talking. No crazy montages, try-hard strategies, speed runs, or anything like that. Simply enjoying the game together, mining together like we did as kids. Except, we're not kids anymore. And we got a little bit more life experience and a lot to say.
Well, this is a mine shaft here.
I said that!
Every single time.
Yes, this is a mine shaft here.
Then
Oh!
Hey, run towards me, help. Meet me halfway.
twin.
Meet
Okay,
me
Meet me halfway.
See, like, is that a problem if, like, if like, I'm, like, chill with all religions?
No, that's kind of the
No.
standard like expectation.
I found a cave spider spawner.
Considering the alternative is that you hate certain religions, that in general though, I don't have an issue with any religion. I
Holy
actually
shit.
I
Oh,
find
that's
it.
a lot of Lucas bucket
may
bucket
not-
now.
I may not
Release.
agree or believe in any of them fully, but I do find it very interesting to just listen to
Oh, 100%.
someone explain it.
I've actually considered a few times going to like the local mosque or synagogue. Just like I've been meaning to go to that for a few weeks now.
Like, no,
Kinda
explain
slime.
it. Explain it to me in a way that like actually makes sense. And is it like what is the kind of science behind it? And like that's actually really interesting to me.
You know?
It's actually very interesting, is that God, like Yahweh, the original, like the Jewish, the Abrahamic God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes from it's been studied. He comes from a religion where he was not, like, the religion started as not monotheistic. He's a later interpretation of essentially the chief
Was
god of a
abundant, I think, maybe,
pantheon of
like,
a dead religion. Like he was
That's really
essentially he was
I didn't know
originally
that.
like a chief god, and that's where the line "Thou shalt have no gods before me," because he was not the only god, he was just the chief god, so he's the one you worship
Oh,
first.
shit,
That was
fun
like
fact. Oh,
that's where that line comes from.
Oh.
that actually across like a lot of the Indo-European like languages, like when it was still early on, whatever. All of them have a lot of them have very similar words for like sky god or like father god or that kind of stuff. Like is like Greek, like Sanskrit is like it's really interesting to see how they all had to have like a central figure around.
But, like, why did they always assume it was something in the sky?
Day and night for one.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like I think
And-
Deus is like essentially something to do with the sun. I think whatever it is, like the sun god. the
Yeah,
sun-
like day
essentially
and
the
night
sun
for
is
one.
in the
There's
sky, right?
giant
Like, it-
celestial bodies that nobody knows what they are at the time when
Come on.
religion is formed, and
Like, for
then
example, I
also
think,
weather.
Yeah, no,
Weather
true.
was,
Yeah.
Weather is a huge thing because it's like, oh hey, there's this water coming from the sky. This is really good for our crops. We should. Something is making this water come from the sky. It must be a fucking deity.
Yeah,
I think
essentially, yeah.
it's this way.
Essentially, yeah, that's definitely one of the most like yeah, exactly. It's like what is the most important thing that becomes the best god, right? So it's like
That makes a
the
lot
sun,
a
the
lot of
sky.
sense.
It's also very interesting. The Greek gods were never really good. They were always like aspects of reality, and they were extremely flawed beings. You did not worship them because they were good. They were good beings, or they were deserving of your worship. You worshiped them because
Or else.
they were like they were these great fucking massive like creatures that were above you, and like their like temper tantrums would spell disaster for you and your family.
Well, like, isn't like a lot of like the US's like thing like in God we trust and shit. Like it is
That
not.
was the saying "In God We Trust" emerged during the Cold War as because the USSR was viewed as godless communist atheists, and so to separate themselves, the U.S. government attached itself to like the faith when it was supposed to be separation of church and state. I would say the saying "In God We Trust" kind of flies in face of the Constitution, but that's neither here nor there. Originally, the motto was, I believe, the motto was "United as One." If you can find it, like what the original.
One out of many one.
Yeah, which is a much better motto than "In God We Trust," but you know.
Lucas, do you like how a PT Cruiser looks?
Yes.
You
I
actually
almost
like
bought one.
how... What the fuck is with y'all and PT Cruisers? What the fuck?
Big cruising.
Why do
Big
y'all
wife,
like
man.
PT Cruiser? It looks so fucking gross. I'm sorry.
And it's one of those cars that's like it's so ugly that it's kind of cool.
Wraps rack around.
You
Yeah.
know?
What the fuck? It's so gross.
But Caleb, it's
Like,
not
not
just
too
it's not just the
hard, but
car
what the
itself.
fuck
It's
is-
not just the car itself that makes me like it. It's
Oh,
the
like-
fact that like the PT Cruisers have a cult following.
Oh, I love PT
Like-
Cruisers.
I was actually looking back at some old articles today, and
Gotta
it
eat
made me
relaxed.
realize is that it's like how much Christianity and Catholicism has brainwashed what Satanism is, and how a lot of what people think what Satanism is not actually Satanism. And it's like,
Yes, at least the
many
Satanism
such
I'm aware.
cases.
I mean, there are actual people who do worship Lucifer. From the Bible.
obviously.
But like the Satanism, the Church of Satanism is it's the worship of thyself.
Like-
It's essentially like you are divine and like worthy of like praise yourself.
Yeah, you are God. Or not God.
Yeah.
You're the
Actually,
I
that's
think it's like
what's
you're
fine.
like
I
the
am a
god
god.
of your you.
Yeah,
It's more like you are the god
Narcissist
of
mindset.
you are the god of your own body, which is your temple.
Because it's natural
Against
as a
social
human.
norms, right? Go
It's
against the
it's
grain and
natural
then
as a
get
human
punished.
being to have self doubt, and you just like it's very natural. So if someone shows up and is
I'm
like, "No, I'm confident, I can do this," then it's like, "Whoa, why are you? What do you mean?"
No, but it's honestly true though, and like I mean, I'm not one to really get caught in with religion because I mean I do have an
Probably for the
obsessive
best, PH.
personality, so like I tend to obsess over topics very quickly and very intensely. So like religion just would not fit well with me.
I don't really believe in any religion, but I do think some of them are interesting.
Oh, for sure. Like,
It's fun to
that's
learn about.
theology
I
is
also
incredibly
think-
interesting.
I do think being delusional is one of the most powerful things
Again,
ever for yourself.
See the pack, remember, or the P.
That wasn't a joke when I said that while we were playing Peak. It's actually so powerful to just be like, I am him, I can do this, and then
I mean, to
like
be fair,
you
that is
straight
actually
up just like
that is unironically
manifest it.
that is actually how I gained confidence in myself. Pretty much, is I essentially just kept gaslighting myself that like I can do this, I am worth it, I am that kind of stuff, and then eventually, it's actually kind of interesting. Essentially, is essentially the emotional side of your body is surprisingly malleable. So if you just keep forcing it to go into certain ways, it will eventually like shape.
That's just it. Like,
and so I
it's-
just gaslit myself with being confident.
which is fucking crazy to think about. Like
we'll
it's
talk about manifesting stuff and like making things happen, and that is kind of bullshit. But like in a way, you very much can just manifest how you react to certain things. and
Yeah.
To be fair,
how you
exactly.
live.
Once I learned that, sorry, I'll let you continue. But
Because it's very much like whatever you believe you are going to do is what's going to happen. So like you believe you're gonna be bad at something, you're gonna be bad at it.
again, he
Yeah.
says he can, he can't, are often both correct.
and like I often think
I
like
will say this is treading into Stoicism, where I don't exactly have a problem with Stoicism, but I was talking about it with my therapist, and she was kind of like, "Well, because Stoicism is essentially like the only thing you can control is your
Is your own reaction to stuff.
is your own reaction to stuff."
Ooh, laugh.
And my therapist kind of called bullshit on that because humans have instincts and trauma responses, and we don't really exactly control
yeah.
how our brain works. Like Julian
See-
can't control how his
I
brain
got-
reacts to being outside. Like
Mhm.
Yeah. See, I very much got deep into Stoicism for
I
a
remember
little
that
bit,
whole arc. You guys,
and
that was
I don't. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I think it is very powerful, but like it's gotta. It's like
again.
like
As
like
a-
like many things.
it
Like many
attracts an
things
interesting type of person.
That's one thing. What just
Like
like
many
everything.
I
things.
think
in
I also
moderation.
yeah,
In,
I will
very
also
much in
say
moderation.
attempting to subscribe yourself to one philosophy and live by that philosophy only kind of defeats the purpose of philosophy.
I was exactly gonna say that.
I-
Like, the
I
whole point of
agree.
like just like every ideology or single philosophical thought is, it's like it has limitations, right? The world is far too complex for a single kind of just like
Yeah.
idea to like
No-
Let
to
alone,
accurately
let
assess
alone
every
one
single
that was
situation.
created hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
I'm just interested in like what Stoicism is, and it's like
So essentially, it is a philosophy that was not created by, but was heavily
Popularized.
molded, heavily popularized by the essentially what is considered the last of the great Roman emperors, Marcus Aurelius.
oh okay.
And so it's basically about like shape yourself as stoic and immovable as a marble statue, like you are.
Oh,
like
that makes a
like
lot of sense
basically
now.
just like control. Like it's basically about extreme self-control. It's like
And like extreme like self-awareness almost.
yeah,
Not even that. It's more so the idea that you cannot control what happens physically, but you can control your response to it.
yeah.
Which
is-
That's essentially what Stoicism is.
That
Like the
that's actually
confusion,
really
a lot of there's a lot
interesting.
of confusion around it because you'll see people like people will describe like someone or like a character in a show or something as being stoic because they don't show emotion. Because they don't show emotion, but that's not what it is. It's more so that it's like like say something bad happens to you, rather than getting upset and crashing out, you're like, this upsets me, it upsets me for this reason, this is what I'm going to do about it, instead of fucking losing your shit and going insane.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's not
That's-
showing
that-
emotion, but
that's
it's
a
the emotion
stoic.
that you do show. It is thoughtful and
But
considered.
but oftentimes like I do like as my therapist is like she
There's
kind
too
of like
many fucking zombies.
she kind of like calls bullshit on that whole thing because it's like
It very much does not
our-
work for everything, which
Oh,
is the
100%,
problem.
yeah.
I wish it was as simple for everyone to just be able to just gaslight yourself.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Like, you know, like that
Yes.
kind of thing. Like, for example, one of the other things I've learned to do is pretty much like, I say it's like the whole thing will have different for everyone. Like, one thing I've learned to do as well is like, I've noticed, hey, I'm like doom scrolling or I'm engaging with a certain thought, and this thought it's not productive. It's gonna make me spiral. Like I've done this before, and so essentially I stop engaging with that thought and go to a different thought. Like that's like something amazing and great, but obviously it's extremely hard to do. Different people have different ways of doing it, right? Like exactly like oh fuck, it's a creeper. Fuck.
I will say, no, I 100% agree with like what you were saying, like stuff like Stoicism. I very much like it as a philosophy, and I got pretty into it for a while. But like it definitely does not work for everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to kind of learn where you can and can't use stuff like that. But I do think it is in very much like I have had it be very helpful for me, where like, you know, if certain situations you start to feel very overwhelmed and you don't exactly know what to do, it very much helps to just like that Stoicism especially. It gives you an incentive to step back. Like it's something that you should just do anyway.
Yeah,
But when
it
you're-
sounds like a very good way of like
but it's
emotional
kind of like
regulation.
it's a reminder that it's like, hey, let me just this is like you have something to tie that idea to as a philosophy, instead of just being like obviously, you know,
Yeah.
it's good to step back and think about things every once in a while, but that's just something that people say. Like tie it to a philosophy like Stoicism, and it like I've had it help me a lot, where it's like, hey, okay, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed out, this thing's upsetting me, this is making me angry, this is pissing me off, like whatever, and I'm just like, okay, let me sit for a second, breathe.
Yeah.
Why what's going on here? What am I gonna do about it? Instead of just letting myself go insane and fucking crash out.
And that, Lucas, is like literally like therapy work of what they teach you in like emotional regulation, because or like emotional regulation of how to manage intense emotions, because in those intense emotions, awareness is everything. Like it's like if like you're able to step back and be like, what is going on, that is huge. Like it is.
I think that's the biggest thing I've gotten from Stoicism, is not like trying to apply it to everything, but like knowing when I'm feeling intense emotions and like I'm about to lose my mind, instead of letting it happen and taking it out on something else, I can be like, I just need a second.
Lucas knew where this was coming from.
Absurdism is one of my favorite things ever.
He loves it to an absurd degree.
Yeah,
I
so
honestly, I just like philosophy, but
yeah,
Real
philosophy is
valid
cool. But
history.
yeah, for Julian, absurdism is
'Cause I was
my
gonna
favorite
ask that.
sentence. Yeah, my favorite sentence is
hold on.
the-
I'll send the
there-
video. I'll send the video.
yeah, absurdism in a sentence for me is: we live in a meaningless universe, and to
Oh,
look for meaning in a meaningless universe is inherently absurd. So don't look for meaning. Don't try and make a meaning out of this existence. And there is some who would take that and would go, well then, if there is no meaning to life and we cannot find any meaning, we should not look for meaning, then life is pointless, or life is
That's
hopeless.
nihilism.
That's no. That is not nihilism.
Not
Nihilism is making your own meaning in life, whereas absurdism is saying to not make a meaning.
Yeah.
And
there's a few that are very similar, but
yes,
very much different.
yeah. So for nihilism is like, oh, there is no inherent meaning to life. You should make your own meaning. Whereas absurdism is essentially, there is no meaning to life. Do not make a meaning to life. That is absurd. Simply live.
Yeah.
And it's essentially the idea that to liberate yourself from like the idea of like a meaning in your life, and your life will be more full and more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because essentially how I look at it is, if I subscribe a meaning to my life, then things I do that are not in service of that meaning will feel pointless.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. That explains it way better than I was gonna get to.
The like things, or also adversely, it opens, assigning a meaning to your existence opens up a place for other people to say, do this to achieve X, and if X is essentially the meaning you have subscribed for yourself, you have inadvertently lent control of yourself to someone else. If you're someone who can be persuaded like that. Not everyone can, but if you can be, then that is an issue.
You try and create a meaning, you're just going to spend your entire life trying to work towards that, and that will take away from you being able to enjoy everything just as it is.
Yes. Because I think there is so much in life to enjoy that you shouldn't subscribe a meaning to it. Although there is an inherent contradiction in absurdism that I've recently kind of like figured out as I was thinking about it, is like there is essentially, and it's because the end goal, as stated by, I believe it's founding philosopher, is to become so fundamentally free that your very existence is an act of rebellion, and that in and of itself does seem like a purpose. So it's just like it's and it's also a great point about why, philosophy is not airtight. It's like no philosophy is airtight. No philosophy is ever as an answer for everything, and how like they're and how.
Sorry, finish what you were saying.
Oh, it's just like, and how like I don't know, my fucking you destroyed my train of thought, Lucas. Fuck you.
Sorry.
Derailed.
I was just gonna say, if anyone ever takes a philosophy course in school at any point, you would realize that philosophy is very much not the kind of thing that you can choose one like you can a religion. Like you can choose one that you believe in the most and subscribe to that, because there is no answer to anything, ever.
That's actually
Philosophy is what happens when some smart guy, hundreds or thousands of years ago, was like,
Fuck, like,
why?
yeah.
It's just like,
write this down. I was gonna say, that actually reminds me, so completely hijacking the entire conversation, but like that kind of reminds me, like, our entire wealth of knowledge base, technically, we don't actually know anything. Like, for example, evolution. Like, we don't actually know if evolution is even true at all. It's just the best explanation we have right now.
Okay, no, I'm not allowing that. I am not allowing that. We
Shut up.
100% know evolution is
Shut the
real.
fuck up.
No, you
Anyway.
shut the fuck up, you science denier motherfucker.
Shy.
I will
literally
not-
explaining the fucking scientific
I
whatever.
will not have anti-intellectualism on this server. Fuck you.
Fine,
you're both
ignoring that
beautiful.
point,
You're both
the
beautiful.
example
There's no need
anyways,
to
I was gonna
argue.
say is that it is made
It's
whatever fine,
okay.
with a different concept, right? For example, we have, I don't know, the gravity. Okay, fine. Like we don't technically know if gravity is actually the reason why things fall. Like,
Yes,
the
we
thing is,
do.
I was going to get to that fucking whole point. Anyways, and then over
I see
time,
where he's going. I see where he's
exactly.
going with this.
Over time, our knowledge gets better, more refined. For example, we again once like thousands of years ago thought like the Earth was center of the universe. Then the sun, then Earth revolves in the sun, and then all that stuff and things. And so, essentially, that's what I was trying to get at. So not that this thing wasn't real, because obviously I believe obviously evolution gravity is real. But I was just saying the fact that we don't know for 100% anything is certain. That's just our best current. That is the best, like, to our
all
current knowledge
science
base, that
is.
is our best guess.
Anything explained by science is like that we don't actually know for certain 100%. It's just that's the best explanation we can come up with, and nothing else has beaten that out. So that's
Exactly,
what we're
right?
sticking with as the truth.
Because if you look at any theorem today, it has replaced untold dozens of other theorems before it. Like, because it said, oh hey, this makes more sense. It makes more like the logical sense, right?
And it's really
that's
concerning
a-
because I feel like it's like really blown itself like out of proportion, especially like when it comes to like medical fields.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, there's so much. Fucking,
And it's like there's so much like when morals get intertwined and like opinions get like intertwined, and it's like there's been so much deniability in science lately that's just so aggravating to see. Like,
The amount of people who think they know better than a doctor because they read a Facebook post, it actually
God,
pisses me off.
or
Yeah,
like a
That
WebMD
is
post.
in of itself. That is anti-intellectualism. It is a concerted. It's anti-intellectualism is a mistrusting of people who understand things. Also, I'm horribly fucking lost. I decided to leave the cave because I wanted to be done, and I don't know where the fuck I am.
But yeah, no, oh yeah, I know. I wanted to say, because like we were saying of all the philosophies or philosophical practices is that we all kind of subscribe to it, and it took me a while to like realize what I really not followed, because I don't really say I don't really practice it, but like it makes the most sense of how my ideation of like my life is, and I think I'm 100% existentialism, and I believe is that we is that there isn't really like a set meaning for anyone to be kind of made, and I think that it's set for like you to create it yourself. So I think it's kind of like it kind of sounds like a fork of like absurdism.
That would be a fork
There's-
of nihilism. Existentialism, nihilism, and absurdism were like all made like right after each other.
Yeah,
Ah.
they're all similar.
They're all
ballpark.
very.
They're all
They're all
branches
cousins
of
each
like
other.
they're all
One
branches
is-
of the same thought, all trying to
Exactly.
answer the same. They're essentially all branches of the same thought, attempting to answer the question. So there's no meaning in life. Now what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, one is kind of like there's no. One is kind of like there's no meaning and that sucks. One is like there's no meaning and
That's awesome.
we should create one, and then one is like there's no meaning and that's perfectly fine.
Exactly. It's just, you know what? Ball in ball we ball.
That's basically it. A lot of people will subscribe to one belief and they stick with that, and that's it. And they are not open to anything else whatsoever. And
Which is
I think
crazy
that
to
is
think
the
about.
absolute worst way to live your life.
Oh, 100%.
I absolutely love learning and exploring different ways of thinking, and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting here, and then kind of get more into certain things and take certain aspects of it and be like,
100%.
you know what,
It's,
this does apply in certain parts of my life, but maybe I'm not stuck to this thing entirely, but I do like this aspect of it, and like this applies to things, and like I noticed this in certain parts of my life, and then there'll be something else that like, oh, this helps me in this way, and then you kind of become like an amalgamation of everything.
And is that not just the quintessential things of a human being? Like the whole. I mean, obviously it's more complex than that, but it's like it's just a huge combination of interconnected systems all working together to create what is essentially you, right? Because you are not
I
not
did
your
also
experiences, you are not your thoughts,
kind
you are not
of-
your consciousness, you are like you're all that and more, right?
I did stumble across this thing that I actually found very interesting. It was essentially like you are a tapestry of everyone you have ever loved and who has ever loved you.
I've seen that too, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, I never.
I saw a
this-
bunch of videos that people were making on YouTube about that, where it's like just kind of like clips of different parts of life, and it's like, yeah, that's you. You are you because of every single person and thing that you have
Exactly,
ever
every person,
experienced
every
and
event, every
interacted
thought.
with.
It's slightly shifted, adding shit like editing and removing. It's taking a whole new you.
Yeah, like you meet people, you take certain things from them, and then you move on to other people, and you take certain things from them, and like as life goes on, you are parts of everything.
It amazes me every single fucking day about what the human brain is capable of doing, and
It's remarkable.
and it's like,
Flashback to Julian's fucking just fucking studying arc.
Wait,
Whatever that
where?
was.
wait,
Fucking quantum mechanic. Julian got
dude,
into quantum
I
mechanics for, like,
100%
3 weeks.
I 100% think I was in
trying to
some
remember what
kind of
it was,
episode.
but,
Julian, here you go.
Ooh, propagule.
like gravity, it was fucking apple fall from tree. Why apple fall from tree? And
Oh.
then you just keep
Like,
you
oh,
keep
apple.
dropping you keep dropping apple from tree, and it keeps falling same way. Gravity.
Oh. I call it gravity.
What is the
Rhymes with gra-
gravitational, like, calculation?
9.8
Wait, what?
meters per second. Sorry, 9.81 meters per second, I think.
Is it 3 point? Oh no, yeah, 9.81. Yeah, I think. Hold on, let me double check. Lucas, is that your final answer?
Looks like
I know it's
Gravity.
9.8, but I think it's 9.81
is,
if you want to be more
Hold on.
accurate.
Gravity on Earth is hold on 9.9.80665. Rounding up is 9.81. Yes, you're correct.
so.
See,
How
my
did
brain is
Sir Isaac
big.
Newton just be like Lamau?
He definitely didn't. He did.
Yeah, I
he
can't believe
did.
that.
He
Hold on.
he is not the one who came up with that number, Julian. He was like,
He's
"Hey,
like,
apple fall. Why?"
exactly. He's the one who essentially he didn't invent gravity.
Oh, okay.
He was the one that says, "Hey, wait, why are these things falling down?" And here's this concept: oh, different things fall at different rates, right? Like there is a force.
Yeah.
He was the one that popularized.
Oh
there's a
shit.
force
Okay.
making things
All
fall
right.
down.
All right.
He
Wait.
didn't-
Wait.
he
So
didn't
let me
see
put
an
this.
apple fall from a tree and go, "Huh, that fell at exactly 9.8 meters per second."
Yeah,
No, he
because
went-
I'm over here thinking, dude, I'm over here thinking that this guy was a fucking super genius in fucking history, and he fucking saw this shit and was just like, yeah, bro, I fell out like a trajectory at like 3.
why things fall.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, don't get me wrong. He was an absolute fucking genius. He was insanely smart, but it's not like it's not like he saw an apple fall from a tree and was like, "Oh, that fell at exactly 9.8 meters per second. Why did it do that?" He was
That's
just
like-
he just saw something fall, and for some reason, no one else had questioned why things fall.
Yeah, I
from
know.
the ground
But
before,
it's
and
just
he was like, "Wait a minute, Why does that happen?
Yeah, and like imagine like him. He probably sound crazy. He came back to like his village and was just like, was just like, guys, the apples are falling, like the things are falling, and they're like, Newton, yes, we
I
know.
didn't do that, Isaac.
Everyone else is just like, yeah, things stick to the ground. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, what
yeah,
do you
but
gap
they
or something? Yeah.
fall.
Yeah, but they.
The ground pulls them in.
The whole thing of how like to be a genius, you are insane. No,
Yeah,
like
that's
and,
that's
like
how it is. Every
Well,
single.
cool.
That's why most of those people.
probably
they-
9 out
they
of the
only became-
10.
They only became super famous and
Like
like
postmortem.
yeah they only became super famous and looked up to after they died, because at the time everyone like they all would have been seen as fucking crazy.
Exactly.
Challenging.
And it's like,
This was
and like I find it, like I like just the most absurd thing is just that like that's like when like you look at any kind of like philosopher and their story.
Philosophy especially, like if you look at fucking Nietzsche, one of the biggest influences on nihilism, the guy was actually a lunatic.
Holy shit.
Like you read stories about him, and he was actually fucking like it sounded like he was a psychopath. I would have believed everyone else saying he was a psychopath, but like nihilism is a very interesting concept. Like it has some merit to it.
Right, and that's just like where I think like this makes a full circle, and the whole thing is that with enough gaslighting you can be successful.
I mean, yeah,
Li-
it's
like-
kind of
like-
not
You just have to be
mandatory.
delusional.
And like again,
I think
yeah,
that's-
you just have to be delusional, right? Like
I don't know. Like I'm speaking out of my ass here, but I think they did a study once where it's like of like all like the famous people, like or sorry, people who were like like did something like important, like an overwhelming majority of them had like something like wrong, and like like their self of like, yeah, I can do this, like their fucking egos were cranked up to like 10
Yeah,
billion. Or
that is where I fell into my subscription of existentialism, because I realized is that I don't fit into societal's norms. I don't fit into the normal beliefs of what people think is that how you should be living, right? And it's like,
Yeah, I've realized that too. Like
And-
I know
and,
that
like-
about myself.
and it's hard because it's like when I'm so like set on something, right? Like with my obsessed mind, that is how I live. That's how I process information. That is why it's a struggle. It's a struggle to work a regular job. It's a struggle to just go to school, because it's not who I am. Like that is not my meaning. And to find a passion in my life is going to be my meaning. And like passion meaning like anything. Like I think people live their lives in like kind of in like two directions. They either take it for a security, or they take it for like out of passion almost. Because like being like a like human being, yeah, like we have created some sort of like safe route to our lives, right?
Yeah.
I would assume so, right? Like you get a job, you retire, like you like have a family, you marry, you have kids, and you retire, right? I feel like that's pretty much like the like safe route of living.
Mhm.
No, but when that becomes such a main thing, is that like, or like is becoming slightly like, or like, sorry, you go to school, you get a job, and then everything, right? So like I think it is incredibly important for people to like find their own meaning besides that, because when it's shoved down your own throat is that no, this is how you have to live, it leads to like generational damage, because you were never given the chance to be as fulfilling as you could be. And
exactly.
and like and like that's incredibly important, because I think like if like you like something, if like you want if like you want your passion to work, it's like if like you want to do like things absurd, right? Like to jump to like reel in like what we were just talking about, like of how like of like crazy people. If you look at any successful business owner and any kind of rich person, they looked insane to everyone else.
Yeah, would totally be a
That
mad
would
scientist,
wow you.
honestly.
Local
I think, yeah, in a different time, I would have been a mad scientist.
In
Well, there's still time, you know. Again, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
but I'm talking like a different time. Like if like
Yeah.
cars didn't exist and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
didn't
exactly.
have modern technology. Like if we're back in fucking if we're back like a few hundred years ago, before we had any kind of modern technology, and like people were still doing fucking potions and
shit,
alchemy and shit, and then that would have been me. I would have been in my
weed
basement
is
mixing.
is
Yeah.
base gets stoned, and not that
I
kind of stoned.
definitely would have been the guy like hiding out in my basement and being like, "What happens
Because
if
you'd
I?
be the guy on the trail.
What happens if I mix these things together?"
to be so delusional in the facts of like your own life, I feel like is the key to life itself. Just wanted to pop in and say thank you so much for making it this far. It means the world to me. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.